Hello, it's a fascinating episode up ahead of Diplomatic License right here on City TV. My name is Apioko. Today, my guest is the Ambassador of Hungary to Ghana, His Excellency András Szabó. Now, what are we doing today? We're going to be playing something called teqball, which is a Hungarian invention. I don't know if it's football or table tennis or something in between, but it promises to be fun, and I hope you enjoy it as well. And then, of course, we'll be talking all things Hungary. And it's a peculiar episode, I must say, because, you know, His Excellency is leaving Ghana shortly. His tenure of 5 solid years, 5 wonderful, miraculous years have come to an end. And he's done so much for Ghana while he's been here. The relationship between Ghana and Hungary has blossomed, you know, since he's been in his position here at the Embassy of Hungary to Ghana. So right now, let's go. I'm going to meet His Excellency. He has some guests with him as well, very high profile guests. Some you may recognize, others not so much, but they're all very important men, big men. And I want you to share my experience with them today. This is Diplomatic License once again. Let's go. Welcome back. You're still watching Diplomatic License right here on City TV. My name is Apioko, and I did tell you that I've come to the residence of His Excellency András Szabó, who is, of course, the Ambassador of Hungary to Ghana. And we're coming to play some teqball, amongst other things, Hungarian. And I have the Ambassador here and many other esteemed guests, and I will let them introduce themselves to you. Some faces you may know, others maybe not, but all the same, we're here to celebrate Hungary and everything it stands for today. Hello, Ambassador.
Hello, Api. Hello, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. Thank you for having me in your home and for inviting me to play teqball, which I'm afraid I will fail woefully at, but I will play nonetheless.
Let's try.
Yes, and we're here with some guests. Could you kindly introduce them to our audience?
Yes. When I was asked to meet you, I thought that after all these years here in Ghana, I would like to do this show with my best people, and this is why I invited my very good friend and colleague David, who is my deputy at the embassy, and a very familiar face who is sitting by my side, a gentleman who is Ghanaian, but in his heart he is almost Hungarian because he studied in the 90s in Hungary. He is the well-known personality, Dr. Lawrence Tete. And there is a special gentleman with us this morning. He is really half Ghanaian and half Hungarian because daddy is Ghanaian and mom is Hungarian. And we, with him as well, especially in the business part, we did our long journey the last 5 years together. So I also wanted Nicolas to be with us today, Nicolas Frimpong Manso. A very good friend of ours.
Pleased to meet you all, gentlemen. You're very welcome to the set of Diplomatic License, even though I'm on Hungarian territory, you know. But Ambassador, I want us to talk a little bit about teqball before we get into it. Now, it's a fairly new sport, and you may correct me if I'm wrong, but it was invented somewhere in 2012 and officially presented to the world by Ronaldinho in 2016. And then last year, we had Bellatek, the women's team, with 2020 being formed. So fairly new sport, but it's caught international attention like wildfire. Where did it all begin?
Yeah. Actually, you're well informed. I'm not sure if it's in 2012. I read 2014, but it doesn't really matter. What matters is that this is a Hungarian invention. Maybe it shouldn't seems to be a big deal. Because it looks like a table tennis. It looks like table tennis, but as you can see, it's curved, and it makes it quite difficult. And you have to have really good skills to play on this table. I think the whole invention is about to improve the skills of young players, because if you can play on this table, you can do anything. So this is a Hungarian invention, and I think it has two parts: the business part and the sports part. Because of course it's a product, so of course those who invented it they want to sell it, and the sports part is that we want to see this table, this Hungarian invention everywhere, in every country, and in every school, on every beaches or hotels or whatever. How you can introduce such a new sport? You have to create a basis for it. How it can happen? You have to start from a international federation, and then you have to go down to national federations. Recently, the Secretary General of FITEC, this is the International Federation of Teqball, came to visit here in Ghana. Meeting the Minister of Sport, the National Sport Authority, the National Olympic Committee, because it should be also registered here in Ghana, so the Ghanaian players in the future they can participate at international events.
Do you know of any Ghanaian players?
Yeah. With our help, we founded the Ghana Teqball Association 2 years ago. And we already have players. They already participated, I don't know, before COVID at Cabo Verde. How you say Cabo Verde in English? Cape Verde. It was Pan-African beach games or something like that. The minimum criteria is to have eight clubs all over the country. Ghana already met this standard, so we already have clubs in Kumasi, and I don't know, all around the countries. This is a criteria. The association will be registered in Ghana, and after that, Ghanaians they can go and play when there is a World Cup or whatever. The ultimate aim is to make this sport an Olympic discipline by in the where are we now? 12 Tokyo in 8 years.
Okay, sounds brilliant. So, Ambassador, with your indulgence, I want to speak to your guests as well. So I'll start with Dr. Lawrence Tete, who needs no introduction. If you're Ghanaian, you live in Ghana, and especially if you are Christian or you understand the Christian space in the country, then you know this face, you know this name. What you probably don't know is that he has a very strong bond with Hungary, and that is why we're sitting here with him in the Hungarian ambassador's residence. Dr. Lawrence Tete, it's good to have you on the show once again. So let's talk about how you ended up in Hungary in the 90s studying there, because I'd imagine that in the 90s, it was more posh and popular to go, say, study in the UK, in the US, not even in Asia or China or anything of the sort at the time, but you went to Hungary, and we know you to be a man who is a pioneer in everything you do. So I'm not surprised that you went to a country that many people in the 90s wouldn't have gone to study. But how did you end up in Hungary?
Well, to set the record straight, I went to Hungary in the 80s. I rather left Hungary in the 90s. So I've been in Hungary during the late mid-80s and until 1992, 93, I formally packed up and left and relocated to the UK. I went to Hungary on a government scholarship. Hungary was part of the League of Nations that decided to integrate the African community into Central Europe. And so when we talk about Central Europe, we are looking at the Balkan states, Austria, Czech Republic, then Czechoslovakia, Poland, Romania, those areas. And Hungary, most people don't know that Hungary has been very pivotal in many things Ghana has done. Kwame Nkrumah's advisors came from Hungary, and I say this with pride. Fortunately, the university that I went to, the same university His Excellency went to. And I keep saying, to set the record straight, he was my junior. So that's why he likes saying the 90s. So when we say the 90s, they get very close to me, but I was his senior. So So what it is
Which
that
university was this?
the Budapest University of Economic Sciences.
Okay, Budapest University of Economic Sciences.
It used to be the Karl Marx University of Economic Sciences. In 1989, when the walls were broken, the communist wall was broken, the name was changed. At that time, I was still a student there.
Okay.
Student there from
So you were there when the
yes,
wall
yes,
fell.
I was part of the student upheaval and movement. I even had the privilege to be one of the students from Budapest that got into a train to East Berlin. It was a big deal. I got a stone from the Berlin Wall. I still have stones from the Berlin Wall.
An original stone.
The original stones, yeah. And so, Fulbright scholars, academic excellence, had the chance to be taken to Hungary. Remember, Hungary is not like the other communist community days that they have to go in their millions and their thousands. In those days, you need a very good grade in English, a very good grade in mathematics to go, because you first go to the language school. And if you don't have a very strong background to the language, it's very difficult. Because Hungarian language is said to be one of the most difficult languages in the world. Not as easy as most of the Eastern languages. So that is how I ended up. I read economics, and I specialized in international relations. And so the whole essence was to create room for integration. And most of us are supposed to be coming back to give back to Ghana what Ghana has given to us. So it's a joint scholarship, a League of Nations scholarship, a Hungarian scholarship, and a Ghanaian scholarship.
And what was the experience like? I mean, was it your first time out of Ghana at the time when you were going to school?
That was an experience nobody can take from me. I left Ghana when I was in my early 20s. So you can imagine the excitement of going to a foreign land. And whether we like it or not, cultural differences play a lot of role. The food was different, the people were different, the rooms were different, and certainly we have to adjust to it. And I must say, one of the best human beings I've ever dealt with were Hungarians. Very accommodating. The ladies gave us a lot of courtesies. Thank God for some we have here. I was not privileged to bring some here, but the ladies gave a lot of courtesies. And so most of the Ghanaians, the Nigerians, and the Africans that went to Hungary were privileged to have the likes of Mr. Frimpong Maso. I was not privileged, yes.
Marrying Hungarian women.
Because the Hungarians ladies were very helpful. They helped us with mathematics, they helped us with statistics, they helped us with econometrics. And I must say, for me, physical education, and I must say, and romance, and romance, yes. Well, I think there's no gain saying that it will be difficult for you to spend that 6-7 years in Hungary and not tread a few times. But Hungarian women are very beautiful, very helpful, and by all means, you have a few times that will have a memory for you. But I must say, by and large, the greatest achievement and the greatest joy I think I have was studying in Hungary. It changed my whole life. It changed my whole family. I was privileged that every member of my family ended up in Hungary.
Now, I'll come to you, Deputy Ambassador, shortly, but let me just stay with you briefly, Dr. Lanstetter. So coming back to Ghana, what are some of the key things that you carried from Hungary with you, that helped you to become the person you are today, that we know, that we respect on our land?
I think that Hungarians are very disciplined, very time conscious, and very straightforward. The whole of Hungary has only 7 ministers. 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The whole of Hungary. And Hungary has a population of over 10 million. They have only 7 ministers.
That's a lot.
And they are very effective. Besides that, when they say somebody is a Secretary of State in Hungary, like what we have here, like the chief directors, their place, there's also continuity. Government changes and nothing has changed. Only the political party has changed.
Because it's about the country, it's about Hungary.
And you also realize that Hungarians, when they put their hand on the plow, they do it well. It will interest you to know that the 7 years development plan of Ghana was done by the Hungarians. The first ever time Ghana had a foreign football coach, it was a Hungarian. So the first Black Star foreign coach was a Hungarian, Joseph Ember. And then also we realized that there are so many things that came to Hungary. Most of the intellectual properties we got from Hungary, the properties that stayed. Hungary played a big role in VRA. Hungary played a big role in the development of our nation. And until date, what people don't realize is that there are many Hungarian trained who are back in Ghana, who are helping our military, they are helping our police, they are helping our fire service, they are helping our military hospitals, they are helping Kolibu Teaching Hospital. So we owe Hungary a thank you. And I sit here without being too arrogant, that I've been a great blessing to my nation because of the heritage I concocted from Hungary. And I'll forever be grateful to Hungary. I sit here with pride, looking at Nicholas Mpo, looking at David Bekeshe, looking at András Szabós, who I see them as my relatives, I see them as my brothers. And so I was not surprised when His Excellency called me that he wanted me to be part of this program, because we are a family. We're a family. So Hungary is a place that I will, without being too much of a PR, we should learn to go to Hungary. There are a lot of people out there who can learn properly in Hungary. Schools are open in Hungary. If you get to Hungary, Hungary is one of the cheapest places you can study, and yet still study properly. I ended up in London School of Economics from Hungary, and I must say the foundation I had from Hungary kept me on. So we have so much to learn from Hungary, and I am a better person today. Besides God, Hungary was one of the things that made me what I am today.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Lawrence Seta has shown us his Hungarian side, and clearly you're speaking with a lot of passion, and that's the kind of thing that we want to see, that when Ghanaians, people from other countries travel to other places, you know, it's a real partnership. And it's a partnership not just politically and economically, but socially. Like you said, you're sitting here with your brothers, and I think that's a very beautiful thing.
Even saying I can rata the Hungarian language in itself is a privilege. I mean, a language that I speak with passion. I mean, of course, I will not be as fluent as them, but the little that I speak, even if it's the broken language, it makes sense to the hearers. And that is a joy to know that you can communicate in another language. And language, a language that people claim to be one of the most difficult language. That's one word I like in Hungarian, like Tula don kepen. Tula don kepen, as a matter of fact.
Tula don kepen.
Ishten means God. Ishten, you, God is good. And so I will say, for me, sitting on this program is more of a campaign for Hungary. Over the years, it was only 2 of us, maximum 4 of us, who had a chance to go to Hungary. Remember, people have been going to Hungary since the early 60s. But it was only 2, maximum 4. And then András Szabós came, and the status quo changed. For the first time in the history of Ghana, we had 50 Ghanaian young men and women.
Every year.
Young men and women. I've not even finished with that story yet. We never had girls come to Hungary. We seldom had ladies go to Hungary. We can count by our fingers ladies that have been to Hungary for over 60 years in a row. And then András Szabós comes, and those are some of the achievements I think we should highlight. I sent a text to the presidency yesterday, and it's no secret about that. The achievement of this man in Hungary, in Ghana, is unprecedented. And then besides the 50 students that went, after 2 years, he was able to lobby for us to have 100 Ghanaian young men and women go to Hungary every year to study for free on scholarship.
For free?
Yes, for free.
You're not paying back any loans?
No.
Study for free.
And to study in Hungary, you are paid to study. So we were paid to study. So we didn't have to hustle like other countries. My wife studied in the UK. She studied at Westminster University in the UK. They pay. They still pay. But in Hungary, you are paid monthly to study. So we go back to America, we go back to England, we go back to Germany, and we get sad for our colleagues who have to go and do other menial jobs in order to get life going. In Hungary, you are paid to study. And it's a place that I will recommend for everybody. Even if you don't get to go to Hungary on scholarship and you have to go as a paying student, it is still better and moderate than other countries.
Brilliant. So now I'm going to come to you, Deputy Ambassador David. So, what has this journey in Ghana been like for you, working with the embassy, working with Ambassador Szabó? And I'm asking this question because he's leaving. You're staying with me and the rest of us in Ghana. But what has this journey been like, and what have some of the highlights been for you working alongside, obviously, a gentleman who has brought a lot of change into how we deal with each other, Ghana and Hungary as nations?
Thank you very much. I had the privilege to be here from the very first time, from the very beginning when we started to set up the whole embassy. So
then you're Ghanaian.
I gained quite some experiences, and as my ambassador and Dr. Potter mentioned, we had a very good team. And for me, this is my first mission, the real mission, long-term mission, as a diplomat. So this is what I can take with me, that I had good masters to learn from how to build an embassy and how to really work on the project. And I'm proud of these achievements as well, that we really started from the ground, as we discussed about the water sanitation project in Kumasi and a different big achievement. We really started from zero with our colleagues, and I think it's something big. I'm very happy to stay here and to make sure that this legacy remains. So I have a few more years here in Ghana, and I would like to make sure that we continue with.
And I'm sure you will. I have no doubt that you will. And congratulations, being here from the very start and, staying through to make sure that there's also continuity. So I think it comes back to what we're saying, that in Hungary, there's always continuity. And I suppose you're one of the members of the team who's ensured that continuity that we know so well from Hungary, that Dr. Teta has narrated so beautifully, remains, even though you're not necessarily on Hungarian soil. Right. Okay, so now I'll come to you, Nicholas. As Ambassador puts it, you're literally the definition of Ghanaian Hungarian, Hungarian Ghanaian. And I'd like to find out from you, first of all, what it was like growing up in a home where you have, literally speaking, the Ghanaian and Hungarian flags represented.
Yes, thank you very much. First and foremost, I want to thank the Ambassador, His Excellency András Szabó, for the opportunity to be included in this interview. It's a great privilege to spend his last days and hours with him. I think this is a great opportunity, and it shows also the testament that he has toward the work, that even as he's finishing his service in Ghana, he's still being active and engages in such programs. So, well, my experience growing up in Hungary has been very interesting because as Dr. Teta put it, Hungary is a Central European country that is predominantly white, and especially in the 80s and 90s, there were not many black people, there were not many Asian people over there. So for me, what was a very interesting feeling, that growing up over there, I always felt black. I always felt Ghanaian. However, the moment of realization happened actually when I moved to Ghana, and I had to realize that over here I'm rather white.
Yeah,
so over there I'm Ghanaian, over here I'm Hungarian. Yes. So it has been a very interesting experience, but growing up it definitely contributed the attention and let's say standing out from the crowd to where I am today. It helped me a lot. I'm very proud of both of my heritages. I'm very proud of being a Ghanaian. I'm very proud of being a Hungarian, and it has been a great journey. Certainly working with the embassy, working with the colleagues, it has been a great experience as well. We started. I think it's also important to note that we started more than 5 years ago, because actually the ambassador was the head of department of the Africa Bureau within the ministry even before he came. And from his side, it was actually a conscious decision to choosing Ghana he could have chosen Switzerland.
And I'll talk to him more about that later. I'm curious as to why he did that.
He was very instrumental of establishing the Africa strategy within the Hungarian foreign affairs, within the Hungarian trade relations. Hungary was naturally more focused on Europe and other European neighboring countries and the United States, but this new wave of thinking about the eastern countries, thinking about the southern countries in Africa has been very much pioneered by him. So working in this environment certainly has been made it significantly easier to have so proactive people and proactive colleagues, and I'm ever grateful for that.
And I'm sure I'll catch up again with you, Nicholas. So you're still staying in Ghana, or you're following Ambassador Sabo back to Hungary? India. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to play some teqball. And in between then and the next time you see us, I hope I prove myself on the field. I hope so. I really, really hope so. But in case I don't, that's fine. We move. And then when we come back, we have some more conversations with His Excellency András Szabó about his stay in Ghana, how he's found it, and we get to find out as well what it was like growing up for him, a full Hungarian in Hungary. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You're still watching Diplomatic License right here on City TV. My name is Apioko, and I am still at the residence of His Excellency András Szabó, who of course is the ambassador of Hungary to Ghana. And currently, see, we're going to play some teqball, but we're going to make some food that we can eat after we play first, at least get it started. So, Your Excellency, we're making goulash, which is Hungary's national dish, I understand. Okay, so how do we make it? So I like food. So
that's correct. So welcome all of us to our kitchen. Actually, I don't know how to cook, but I like to eat, and I have David who will help me out. But let me speak about the Hungarian gastronomy a little bit, because I think it can be interesting for the viewers. So goulash, it's we say goulash. In English, we say goulash. I think it's a very, very simple food. You will see that like every Hungarian food dish, we start with onion, paprika, and then we will put some meat and potatoes. So this is something very, very simple. If you put a lot of water, then it will be a soup. If you don't, it will be just a stew. What I learned during my diplomatic studies, that Hungary is an ancient state, more than 1,000 years old. We came from Asia. The Hungarian tribes moved from Asia until they got to the actual territory of Hungary. They traveled for hundreds of years, so they met different people, different influences. And then at a later stage in the 15th century, the Ottoman Empire attacked Hungary, and they were staying, they occupied Hungary for more than 100 years. There are lots of influences. We live close to the Germans. We have Slavic people around us. So there are so many influences, especially when we eat and when we drink and when the way we speak. We capture different words from different. But what they say is this food. This is with us from the very beginning. So this is original ancient Hungarian food. Very primitive, but this is authentic. This is it. So this is what I wanted to say. Apart from the fact that Hungary is also very, very well known about its wines. So this is why I prepared a couple of bottles, because according to our size, we cannot compare ourselves to France or Italy or Spain when it comes to volumes, but when it comes to quality, I think every wine lover can agree that Hungarian wines are the better. We have different wine areas, so for those people who are watching this show, they wanna travel. I highly recommend them to travel to this part or that part, because according to the color and according to the taste, we have different regions. So I highly recommend anybody who goes to make a wine tourism, because it's just great. So, dear David.
So David is the cook.
Yeah, the sous chef.
Sous chef, he's a sous chef.
So yes, we have to chop some onions, and then onions and paprika and tomato, like Ghanaians do actually.
Of course,
so
yes.
this you can see the similarity between the two nations, between the two people. I hope blood doesn't get into the pot, because
You're not doing badly.
that wouldn't taste too good.
You're being very careful, but you're getting the job done.
So I also wanted to say that
So we're using this deep pot.
yeah. So I also wanted to say that actually the original one is on fire. Okay, and you know we have this huge metal pot, and of course you know those guys on horses and whatever. Of course at that time they cooked in a different way. And, you know the open fire with the smoke, that makes the ultimate one. So where are you, please, sous chef? Okay. And I also have to tell you, Api, that there is a young lady with us,
Yes.
and she has to come over.
Okay, where?
This is Cynthia.
Cynthia, come.
So Cynthia, she's our colleague working here at the residence with us. And this young lady, I have to tell you that this Ghanaian woman, when it comes to cooking Hungarian food, she does it better than my wife, and she does it better than my mother, and she does it better than my grandmother. So she is the best cook in Ghana. Congratulations. By train, by my wife, and by Hungarians.
Wonderful. Okay, so there's oil in here. What kind of oil is it?
Just
Okay, sunflower oil.
yeah.
Okay, can you use any other kind of oil, or sunflower oil is the oil we should use?
We don't have anything else in Hungary. You know, we don't have palm oil or
Olive oil.
olive oil for salads, but we don't. Yeah. Now you know we are getting you know, Hungarian food is not very healthy. You know, we eat lots of pork, and pork is heavy.
We eat good food.
Okay, let's put it this way. So Nicholas just came back from Hungary, and I was teasing him that I think he gained like 20 kilos within 1 month. Congratulations, Nicholas. Good job.
Okay, so that's salt. Okay, just about half a teaspoon. Okay.
Hungarians, they love to say that according to the taste, which, you know.
It can mean whatever. Huh?
According to the taste. So we're not doing exact measurements here. We're feeling our way to the food. Okay, good. That sounds very Ghanaian too, so we like it.
Which is not the first COVID time.
David, and don't forget to put some red wine in it, you know, for the taste. When do you put it? Why don't you do it now?
Well, we had so first one. Then we add some.
Because when you open the bottle, you know, you can also what you don't use, you can drink it.
You can drink later.
You know what I mean, huh?
You can drink later.
We go for the moose blood, okay?
Of course, Bull's blood. Bull's blood is very famous.
So adding some. Okay, it's called
we
goulash.
will ask Nicholas to open it.
Okay, Nicholas, are you the expert at wine opening? Because the way they pushed it to you, it seems like you're the expert in opening wine.
No comment.
Okay, no, he likes it old school.
Okay, meanwhile, can I? Yes, I will. Okay.
Okay. Okay. But David, we're adding some paprika. Yeah. Okay. There's a lot of paprika in Hungarian cuisine.
Yeah, because yes, it's paprika. It's sweet. It's sweet paprika. Of course, it can be hot, but the best is the sweet. It gives the you know the tissue of the soup. This is why.
The tissue of the soup.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. Okay, so do
And
you
the
grow
color.
paprika in Hungary? Okay, so that would explain why. Oh, this
This is
is
it.
Hungarian brand. Lovely.
So I just the onion.
Okay. I'm sure Ghana can learn a lot from cultivating paprika in
We learn to do from that.
For those of us who come from Ghana, it's like having the light soup, good pepper soup.
Yeah. We recently had a delegation and they died for it because it has a similar thing.
the tomato, the spice, the onions.
Except for the wine.
Well. Okay.
So, Api, what is your favorite Ghanaian food, please? Let me interview you.
My favorite Ghanaian food. You know, I have so many. You know, I was blessed to grow up with very exposed parents, a very exposed family, but also a very traditional one. So in my house, we could have salad, but on the same table, we have tatale and aboboy, you know, or
That's
we have,
Amazada's favorite food,
oh,
red.
Red, you like,
Yes.
so red, I love beans.
This is why actually it was a provocative question because I wanted you to ask me back. Red. We also eat a lot of beans. It's you know, like a stew. Like you do, but we don't. Obviously, we put bacon instead of tuna or fish. But every time I go to Dr. Tete's house, I always order red from he's the red house.
Dr. Tete, I'm coming for red.
You are
Yes,
welcome.
you should.
So I like anything plantain. You know, so fried plantain, like I said, tatale, kaklo, roasted plantain, anything plantain. Plantain at all. I like
So your cuisine is a little bit sounds to be a little bit healthier than ours.
See,
Because for us it's sausage, pork, bacon, but well.
lots of pork. No, but I'm a Ghana woman, and Ghanaians also eat a lot of pork. Domedo, that's one I mean, and traditionally we would cook it in an oven, a clay oven, that we call the flono. You know, now we fry it and whatnot, but traditionally we bake, we grill it. So there's a lot of pork in our cuisine too. Nane floor, that's pig feet, and we use it to make stew.
I
Floor
love
is
it.
stew.
I love it.
Exactly.
I love it.
So maybe Ghana's have some Hungarian blood or Hungarians have
maybe,
some Ghana
maybe.
blood.
Well, there are a lot of Hungarian words that are in Ghana.
There you go.
Very heavy words.
Please give me an example.
No, they are very heavy. Heavy, very, very heavy. Very, very heavy words.
In a different show.
One of the most popular ones is that the river of Hungary. The river of Hungary is Dune.
Okay.
Okay.
I will say that on camera. You can spell.
That's the most decent one. So if you're in Ghana,
D-U-N-A.
yes.
Chicken goes in now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice pork.
Oh, this pork. At least this part of the pork is not fatty.
No, it's Ghanaian pork.
Okay, makes sense. And we're adding the rest?
Yes.
Okay.
I will.
Okay. Use the spoon. Okay. This is good pork, guys. Uh-oh. Okay. And you always chop it up in cubes? Okay.
Look, guys. Come, Dr. Teta.
Oh, hi.
And this is going to Hungary.
We're going to Hungary. Okay. Okay. So I noticed everything is cubed, pretty much. The onions were cubed, the tomatoes are cubed. Okay, well the cucumbers are cubish.
So let me be very precise, okay? If you Ghanaians, you travel in the region, in my region, and you go to Austria or you go to Slovakia, you will see in restaurants, they claim that their national food is goulash. Don't believe them. It's totally wrong. Goulash, even the name goulash, it's so Hungarian. Goulash is Hungarian, okay?
Hungarian.
Let's make it very clear, okay?
Goulash, right? Goulash is Hungarian, and we know. Okay. So when are we adding the wine? Yeah. Yeah.
I like the way you think, huh?
Yes. Okay, so this is a red. Is it sweet? Is it dry?
Dry. It should be red and it should be dry.
Okay.
You want to taste it?
Yes.
Separately?
Please. Separately. Yeah. Perks of my job, you know.
Yeah, I like your job.
Thank you. I'm on the job, so.
Yeah. I'm on the job too.
Cheers.
Okay, cheers.
Cheers, Happy. Thank you very much for having us.
Thank
so
you for having me.
meanwhile, David is doing what he has to do. If you don't mind, can I tell you some more info about Hungary?
Please do.
If you care?
No, I do care.
Okay.
We care.
So it is, as Dr. Teta and all the other colleagues said, it is in Central Europe. It's a landlocked small country with 10 million people. The capital of the country is Budapest. And we are a member of the European Union, and we are a member of the NATO. And we are a very proud nation with a very ancient history.
Yes.
We have the biggest lake in Europe. It is called Balaton. So we don't have a sea, we don't have an ocean, but we have a beautiful lake. You can do whatever there. You can swim, you can sail. The neighborhood is, the landscape is beautiful. Vineyards. We have two huge rivers crossing the country. So we are very proud of about our water bodies. You have to know, even without a sea, we are the #1 nation when it comes to water-related sports. When it's swimming, when it's water polo, when it's kayaking, we Hungarians, we win all the medals in the Olympics.
All the time we see Hungary in the Olympics, all the water sports.
It is crazy, it is strange, but it's true. It's true that somehow this is what we are.
There's something about when you don't have a lot, you make the most of what you have. So I suspect that's what happened with Hungary. I mean, you know you don't have the sea, so you know if you're going to match people who have seas, rivers, and lakes, then you need to do your best with the one lake you have, and it's showing.
So I just learned that what we have is the pools.
Okay.
That's also a history. We have thermal water, which is also a gold.
Yes.
That's also a treasure.
Yes. He's absolutely right that one of the I'm sorry I wanted to say it before, apart from wine and whatever, spa tourism is very famous in Hungary. If you have any muscle or joint, it's scientifically proven. You go for a treatment, and all your joints or whatever pain you have, it will be
I
good.
have some colleagues who need to go for spa tourism in Hungary. Some people have issues with their knees. They know who they are.
We have 150. We have 150 hot springs only inside the capital.
150.
Hot springs.
So where does this tradition come from?
It comes from. I mean, we have to do something. So some countries they have oil. We have hot springs, so we have to do something with it. And you know, as David said, when they created the pool and when they sit in, and then suddenly they didn't have back pain anymore. They realized that wow, we got it. Bingo.
This is it. This is it. But I'm excited to hear about Hungary and all the things that you're saying. I mean, my earliest memories of Hungary are from history class. Of course, we learned about Austria-Hungary, and then, of course, the assassination of the Archduke Franz Ferdinand and his wife. Wow. Yes, by Gavrilo Princip. I studied history, you know, and then the separation into the First World War. We hear about all that, but you know, you're reading history. That's one thing, and then hearing about modern Hungary and how far you've come and how you've been able to capitalize on your resources, that's impressive. And I'm wondering, what are some of the things that we can learn, you know, in Ghana? And I'm asking this question particularly because lately we're talking a lot about made in Ghana, making sure that our Greek space works because we have all the land, we have things. Our land is unique in that we can grow almost anything. There's a time when we didn't think we could grow strawberries and celery, but we're doing that. We're growing broccoli. How can we learn from Hungary to capitalize on the things that we have the way you have?
Before I cut Nicholas, but before I let him to speak, let me answer to your question. I think the key word is education. Recently we traveled to Bolgatanga with a huge delegation, and you know, helping schools with equipment, furniture, you know, small things small things for us, but big things for them. And there I told that the educational system in Hungary is very, very heavy. It's I think it's one of the best in the world. You know, the people who won the Nobel Prize per capita is the highest in Hungary. I could name them, you know, the one who invented vitamin C, the nuclear bomb, even if it's a bomb, it's, you know, it's still an invention, etc., etc., etc. And I told during my remark in Bolgatanga that this is a knowledge-based society, and it's a knowledge-based economy. And I think I'm happy when I listen to Ghanaian politicians. They also realize that the natural resources it will have an end one day. Of course. And if you don't invest your oil money into education.
What are we adding? Is that celery? Celery. Okay, celery. Good. So there's celery in the recipe. We're still cooking goulash. I'll say goulash, yes. I'll leave goulash for the English people. We're on Hungarian territory, it's goulash. Sorry.
Let me make it short. So we believe in knowledge-based economy, and we don't believe in natural resource-based. I also served in Morocco, and the former king of Morocco used to say that it's very good that we don't have natural resources, because this is why we start to work hard. And I think he was absolutely right. And I think we do the same. Education. This is why we are happy to help Ghana with the scholarship, and this is why I invite everybody who is watching this show to come, even as a paying students, they should come. The vice chancellor of the biggest European Agric university came here. He opened a recruitment office. Please come. The fees are low. What you get as a diploma is the biggest gold. The degree is the biggest asset you can get. So please, go for it.
So ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching or listening, you want to go to school, even if you have a degree already and you want to go back and get some education that you feel you can use to do something that you want to do, Hungary is the place. Hungary is a place, obviously. And as Ambassador said, and Dr. Tete earlier, and Nicholas as well, David, it's free. I mean, you can pay when you go. You pay, but you don't have student loans to pay back. So you're not working for 50 years trying to pay back your student loans. You know, you pay as you go. You get your degree, you get out. It's affordable. Okay, I'm not going to encourage anybody to go to school for free. If the opportunity presents itself, fine. But there's also something to be said about investing in your education. And obviously, if you go to Hungary, we've learned there's an affordable option to doing that, but still getting the highest of qualities of education. I'm doing PR for Hungary. I'm sold already. I have to go back to school and go to Hungary. So the goulash is stewing nicely.
Yes, we are going to add the potato.
Nicholas wanted to say something before.
Oh, yeah, sorry, Nicholas. Please go ahead.
Oh,
Maybe he already forgot it, huh?
what I meant to say that one of the secrets of the let's say the success in water-related sports and in other activities as well is that during the education process, very early on, people are offered, children are offered, students are offered the opportunity for extracurricular activities. So apart from going to school from, let's say, 8 to 2, afterwards they have a chance to go for swimming lessons, they go for skating lessons, they go for some of these things that we don't even realize that like once you do it on a regular basis, it becomes like such a valuable skill. So
now physical education is compulsory in Hungary once per day.
Brilliant.
It's compulsory.
Brilliant. So it's a holistic education.
Yes.
And definitely when you have a holistic education, somewhere along the line, you discover your talent and you can win gold medals for your country,
Exactly.
right? Brilliant. I love it. Sounds good. And we have a lot to learn, obviously. Yes, please. So while we're tasting carrots and waiting for our goulash to get ready, maybe we should go and play some teqball.
Why
How
not?
long? This
Why
will
not?
take a while. Hey, David is a real chef. He's not playing.
Vegetables and we can
He's not playing. Okay, so we're adding the carrots now.
I'm coming to play.
Okay, so we're going to play some teqball, and when we return, we get into that. My name is Apioko. This is Diplomatic License on City TV. We'll be right back.
Okay, guys. So the rules that teqball can be played single and double. Okay, so one set goes up to 12 points. One team can only touch it 3 times. You can never touch the ball with the same part of your body. Okay, so you cannot once. Okay. You serve, we don't have the line, but you serve 2 meters from the table. Of course, it should bounce on the table, and if you play double, you can touch it 3 times, but you have to pass. You cannot return it straight. You have to pass at least once to your partner, and then it should come. If it touches the edge, the rally should be repeated. So shall we? You are too many. So I need 2 people, and I have my good friend Barnabas with me. Okay. Yeah, but hold on. He was a former football player. Huh? It's not fair. Okay. Are you sure? Actually.
Tiring game. I'm not. It turns out my head is useful and my hair too. But we're playing some teqball. It's a Hungarian invention. If you just joined us, go look for it, see what it's all about, and I hope to see it being played on a larger scale in Ghana at some point. Forgive me, I need to catch my breath. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to go back to His Excellency András Szabó, Ambassador of Hungary to Ghana, have some more conversations with him. And we need to check on our goulash as well to make sure it's stewing nicely so we can have some lunch. So we'll enjoy the game with the guys.